Hi Capricorn, welcome to July. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space around this reading. So this month we have a full moon, lunar eclipse in your sign, 13 degrees Capricorn, on July 4th, and possibly the 5th, depending on where you live. And then we have a new moon in Cancer, and this is all falling across your relationship houses. So, but it's the final Capricorn eclipse, since the nodes have been in Capricorn Cancer for the past year and a half, 2 years. So now they're moving, this is the last eclipse in Capricorn. We had an eclipse in Cancer last month, and then they're going to be moving into Gemini and Sagittarius. So those sectors will be highlighted with the eclipses. So something should be completing in partnerships with you, and also in your own, how you're presenting yourself to the world, how people are seeing you. You're either coming into your own, showing more professionalism, being recognized for the work that you do. So let's see what the cards say. What does Capricorn need to know about July? What will the eclipse bring for Capricorn? What endings and new beginnings are coming for July? Now this new moon in Cancer, it's not an eclipse, so it's only going to be in effect for a month. But the full moon in Capricorn, as an eclipse, it's going to it could last up until 6 months till the next full moon, which might be in November. The next eclipse is in November. So things may happen at the eclipse. They don't always happen right at the eclipse. It could happen a month before, it could happen a month after, or even up to 6 months later. So, but you're in this process of finishing up, finalizing relationships, completing something in a partnership over the next 6 months. So what do the cards have to say? What does Capricorn need to know for July? What is coming up for July for Capricorn? What is it that you need to know about relationships, both career and personal? What is coming up? What do we need to know? The Lovers, the Hierophant, the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the World, the Temperance, the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Four of Cups. That's interesting. So you have some good things. So here you have the Lovers. So definitely crossed by the Hierophant. You are having to make a decision this month. The Lovers it can represent a significant relationship. But it also represents a choice. A choice between two paths. So you might be trying to decide, you might have more than one option this month, and having to figure out, where do I need to go? And you have this Hierophant energy. So it could also be career. It could be love and career, both. With the Hierophant energy, this is about wisdom and knowledge that has been around for the ages. It's the male, the high priest. So you may have some wisdom to share, and you may have an opportunity to share that wisdom. Maybe you're finally coming into your own, and you're seen as someone with expertise. But you could also be dealing with a company or a situation. If you're dealing with a relationship, you might be dealing with someone who's a little bit stubborn and rigid, not open to change, and you have to kind of, spoon feed them or negotiate, not spring change on them all at once. If you're dealing with a partnership, like a business partnership, the company you're dealing with might be very corporate, and it might not be open. It might be like, or government. It could be government. It could be a hospital. It could be a school. something that's been around for a long time has very rigid policies and procedures, and you have to follow exact guidelines, and they're not open to change. It's like, you may have innovative ideas, and they might be, no, this is how we have to do them, and they're very rigid about that, and you have to conform to that. In the past, you have the Nine of Wands. So you've been working very hard towards a goal, and you're kind of like burnt out almost because you've been working so hard. The Nine of Wands energy is like, I just feel like giving up. I'm not, I'm working, and when am I going to start to see reward for all this hard work? And sometimes, so you might even be thinking, maybe I should just give up and just try something else. But the Nine of Wands is saying, you're so close. Just give it that one push, and you'll get there. Just don't give up yet. Sometimes the Nine of Wands comes up when an issue you thought you had resolved comes back again to be dealt with. So a relationship could come back into your life that you thought you were done with, and you have to do something about it. You have to speak to it. You have to have that final battle. But for the most part, it's saying, don't give up, don't quit. You're really close to achieving your goal. You have the Queen of Pentacles here. Now, this is earth energy, so it could be your energy, or you could be dealing with another earth sign. That could be Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. And this is about financial security. The Queen of Pentacles loves material things. She's a material girl. There's no doubt about it. She works hard for her money, and she spends hard. So if you're, and that could be you could, although Capricorn's not usually a spendthrift, but you know the value of things. So you'll spend money where it counts. So this person, sometimes the Queen of Pentacles, she's very talented, but she somehow doubts her abilities at times. So you may have to think, value yourself more and not be afraid to put yourself out there. Sometimes the Queen of Pentacles can be a little bit like, well, I don't know, maybe not good enough, or, she's just very hard on herself. So be less hard on yourself, because I think that if you look around, you are going to be, you're very much admired for your talent and your contribution. So you have the World card here. The World card is I can't even speak today. Mercury retrograde. You're coming to the end of a cycle. Something that you've been working on, something that's been taking up a lot of your time, is coming to completion. And it's coming to completion in a successful way. So if you've been working on some project, you're completing it, you're getting the recognition, the rewards. It could also mean a relationship is coming to the end of a cycle. So something that's been taking up a lot of your time, if there's a person that's been, in your life taking up a lot of your time, that might be lessening over the coming months. Or you might be ending a relationship or taking it to the next level. So if you're in a good relationship and you're dating someone, you might decide to commit and move to the next level. Or if you're, even if you're working in a company, it might be that you finally get recognized for your contribution, and then you get a promotion. So it could be like that too. Whatever it is, you're going to be doing work that you love. The world is existing in a state of grace. You love the work that you're doing. Everything's coming together. Everything seems to be going fine. So this full moon could represent that in Capricorn, that you're completing something, and if you've done all the right things and you worked hard, you're going to get recognition and reward. If you haven't, then that's another story. Then you may not get as much recognition and reward. But usually Capricorns are workaholics. Capricorns are very responsible. So I'm sure you're doing the right things. And I'm sure that you are, even if you think you're not, I'm sure other people are saying, man, that person is a workaholic. They're always working. They're always, you can always count on them. So something is completing. And then you have the Temperance card here. Now, the Temperance is a card about balance and finding the middle ground. So you may have to compromise in some situation. You might have to see things from another person's perspective. It could be that you're working with a water sign, the Queen of Cups, and maybe you're not seeing things in the same way. And because this person's in your negative thinking sector. You may envision things one way, this person may envision things another way. The Temperance card is saying you have to create the win-win. You have to compromise. And that's, if you can do that, you will get the biggest reward for that, for creating that win-win situation. Not fighting against others, but learning to work with others. Another thing that the Temperance card can mean is work-life balance. Maybe you've been working too much and you've been neglecting your partnerships, or even neglecting nurturing yourself. Because this full moon, it brings, Capricorn, the work energy, opposed to the Cancer energy, which is family, motherhood, nurturing, self-care, healing. So maybe it's time to say, okay, I've been pushing it to get this project done. Now I'm going to take it easy a little bit. I'm going to relax. I'm going to rest. I'm going to spend some time with my family. Spend some time doing things I love, nurturing myself, taking it easy for a change. You have the Queen of Cups, like again I said, you're in your negative thinking or your psychological block sector. This Queen, it could be a person you're dealing with. This Queen is she sees everything. She's very sensitive and very intuitive. And when the Queen of Cups, you have to be careful how you talk to her, because she could get her feelings hurt. And if the Queen thinks you're against her, she can be a little bit vindictive or passive aggressive. So you want to make sure that you are communicating properly and trying to, bring both sides together. Now, in your environment, you have the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card. This is the wealth card. So you are going to be financially supported during this period. If you haven't, money is coming in. You could get a raise. Whatever you're working on, it's going to be profitable. But you have that choice, that Lovers. So it's possible that you may have a choice between two paths, and one can be very lucrative. The Queen of Wands is in your wish fulfillment sector. The Queen of Wands energy is telling you, if you want to achieve your goal, you have to act like the Queen of Wands. You have to be the leader. So you could be coming into a leadership position. That's going to mean more money for you. It could be that, your hard work is ended and you're being recognized for your contribution, and that could lead to a position of promotion or a position of leadership. It's telling, and the Queen of Wands is like, she is a manager. She's a good manager. She can juggle home, family. She gets things done. She knows how to take action. Sometimes she could be a little bit, she's very honest and outspoken. So she has to be careful how she communicates, because she may offend people with her truth. You could be working with someone like this, that's very, tell it like it is kind of person. Or it could be qualities within yourself that you have to bring out to achieve your goal. The Four of Cups as an outcome. This is a card that comes up when you're bored in your current work situation, or you're bored in your current relationship, and you're feeling undervalued or underappreciated, but you're not really ready to change it. Like something is being offered to you. I feel like you may get another job offer or a relationship offer, depending on what your situation is, because this is a general reading. For some of you, it might be choosing between two relationships. For others, it might be choosing between two career opportunities. But an offer is coming in with this Four of Cups, but you're not grabbing it. It's like you're sitting back. You're sitting back and contemplating. You're like, yeah, I'm not really happy where I'm at, but I don't know if I really want to change it. I'm comfortable here. But maybe I should check out and see what's out there. Well, if you start checking out what's out there, you're gonna find something, and you're gonna be offered something. You might be offered something, either love or a new position, with the potential to earn more money. And then you're gonna have to make that choice, because we're back to the Lovers of which path do I choose. I feel like something might be ending, because maybe it's, you've reached the end of the line in a situation. It's not growing. There's no more room for advancement. So the next step is out or into something new. And that might be an issue that comes up over the next 6 months, especially with this Capricorn full moon. So let's see. I'm going to look at the astrology now. So the Capricorn full moon is in your first house. And the moon is in your first house with Pluto and Jupiter. You are changing big time. You're coming into your power. You might even be offered a position of power. And if you are offered a new position with greater leadership, it's going to be much more money. Because Jupiter and Pluto together is the wealth building aspect. And Saturn is going to be backing into your first house again. It's already started. Until it moves into Aquarius. At the end of the year, it's going to go back into Aquarius. But for now, it's going to be in your first house. So that means you're going to be working hard. You want to be taken seriously. You're going to really put an effort into showing the world what you can do. And then you have the Sun in your 7th house with Mercury. So you could be attracting a partner who's really a good communicator. Or even trickster, because that could be trickster energy. In Cancer, this person would also be very nurturing. So someone that you can really communicate to, someone that you feel is there for you, is very supportive, even almost motherly. Someone who takes care of you. You really need that right now. Because Cancer's about home and family, and you've been juggling that for a long time. You have Uranus in your 5th house, so anything can happen when Uranus is in a house. And usually it comes out of the blue, suddenly, surprises, You need to have more fun in your life. You've been working too hard. So Uranus is here to break you free. Uranus is here, it's your friend knocking on the door saying, come on out for a drink, or come on out, let's do something fun. Stop working, put the pen down, put the computer down. And Uranus is favorable to this, the moon. And Mercury. Mercury is 7 degrees Cancer, and it's sextile Uranus in Taurus. So you may get a message where someone's telling you, come on, let's go out. There could be some fun person coming into your life over the next 6 months. Neptune's in the 3rd. Good. It's good for creative writing. So if you're doing any kind of writing or artwork, or if you're communicating using art or music, Neptune's your friend. If it has to do with straight communication and contracts, you want to make sure you're being heard and you're being understood, because there could be miscommunication when Neptune is in the 3rd, and especially with Mercury retrograding right now. People are just saying one thing and people are hearing something else, So you want to be really clear, this is what I mean, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want, because there's a greater chance for being misunderstood or misinterpreted right now. And sometimes Neptune in the 3rd, you could be a victim of gossip. So you want to be careful who you talk to. You don't want to be having people carry tales. Venus is in your 6th. So with Venus in the 6th, you could have some kind of romance going with someone at work. Or you can have better relations with relationships at work. People are more friendly or more harmonious. You could even be working on a creative project that has to, through your job. Mars just moved into Aries, and it's going through your 4th house. So now, if you ever wanted to do any work around the house, now's the time to do it. You'll have the energy to either fix your house, repair your house, paint, whatever you want to do. If you're not doing that, if you're not using physical strength and energy or working out at home, then you might be having arguments with people at home. So use that energy in a positive way by, wearing yourself out. Paint the walls, clean up the garage or whatever. Do some reconstruction, some redecorating. Now that Venus is going direct, you'll make better decisions. But wait till Mercury goes direct before you buy anything. And Mars, also you have Chiron in Aries in the 4th house. So maybe you have to heal some issues around home and family. Maybe you have to go back and look at your past, your childhood, and you have some work to do around that. Mars is also squaring Mercury, and Mercury is where? In your 7th house. So you could be arguing with partners. You could be having, disagreements about how to do things, how to get things done. So just be careful when you're communicating. When Mercury and Mars are in square, it's very easy to come on too strong in your communication style. So you may sound like you're more bossy or more aggressive, and maybe you don't even mean to be that way, but it just comes out that way. So just to try to avoid conflicts, just be willing to compromise. Be willing to meet someone halfway. Don't be stubborn or rigid, and you'll be fine. Let's see, what else? Whoops. So now we have the new moon in Cancer on July 20th. And that new moon is falling in your 7th house. There could be a new relationship on the horizon. And it's opposed by Saturn. So Saturn in your 1st house, you may be overwhelmed at work. You may be afraid of this new beginning. Like, I don't know, is this right for me? Here's his cups. He's contemplating. The cups are being offered, and he's like, I don't know. Maybe you have a fear of getting involved, or you're keeping people at a distance. You're not dropping your, you need to drop your guard, be more friendly. Because Capricorn, especially if you have Capricorn rising, they have a tendency to keep people, like, they're not really as unfriendly as they look. Capricorn is very serious. So when you have Capricorn rising, people think, oh, you're really serious, you're cold. But you're really not. It's just that's the mask that you're wearing. And really, when you get to know a Capricorn, they're very funny. And they're a lot of fun. But they have to know you first. They have to trust you. You have to build trust with a Capricorn before they let their softer side come out. And so you have Mercury in the 7th also. You're definitely going to have you're going to be hearing a message. You're getting a message, or you're dealing with someone who's mercurial. So it could be a Gemini or a Virgo, even Cancer. I mean, for that matter, because you have the sun there. Those are some of the people that you might be dealing with. Uranus in the 5th, again, is sextile Mercury. So you could have some kind of new, if you're not in a relationship and you're looking to date someone, you could have somebody just could pop up out of the blue that you might have an opportunity to date. And Jupiter's in your 1st house. So here, the only thing about Jupiter in your 1st house, it makes you more optimistic. You feel like, and it makes you the golden child for the whole year that Jupiter's in your sign. The only thing is Jupiter has a tendency to help make you put on weight. When Jupiter goes through your 1st house, you have to watch your diet. You have to exercise more because you're going to just be blowing up like a balloon. Especially with this COVID, everybody's eating, staying home. What am I going to do? I'm going to cook and eat, And we're blowing up like a, big balloon from all the food. And so be careful, with your diet. Take care of your health. Not that you're going to have bad health, but it's going to be easy to gain weight when Jupiter's in your 1st house. That's the only downside. The positive side is Jupiter brings you opportunity. Jupiter brings you, you can be connecting with people from different cultures. You could there's career opportunities. You're seen as someone who's a lot of fun and optimistic. And so Jupiter always brings luck. It's a benefic. And it's there with Pluto. Pluto is transforming you. Pluto has been transforming you since 2008. It's in Capricorn for a long time. I think it's not going to leave Capricorn until like 2026 or something. So for now, it's teaching you about power, the power dynamic in relationships, and how to wield that power, how to deal with people in power, how to negotiate relationships, power struggles, and how to step into your own power, how to feel confident and be a leader. So it's a good influence. It's just that it's going to be transforming your relationships because you are going to be changing how you appear to the world, how you come across, how you show up. And when you start to change how people are seeing you, it's going to change your relationships too. And what you attract. Let's see if I forgot anything. Jupiter is sextile Neptune. So it's really a good time if you wanted to get involved in some kind of spiritual path or creative, endeavor. Maybe you're like wanting to communicate, because the 3rd house is communication. You might use art or spirituality to get your message across. Like maybe you're taking up a painting class, or you're joining a new spiritual group, and you want to express your beliefs through art, raise the consciousness of the world through some kind of either writing or art or music. It's a positive influence. So I wouldn't worry about that. The main thing is the Saturn opposition. So even though there's a new beginning, it may feel like a lot of work. You may feel like it's hard to get off the ground because you have a lot of obligations or responsibilities. So you might be like, oh, I don't have time to go out on this date. yeah, there's this new person that wants to take me out, but I've got all this work to do. Or yeah, I have this new beginning that I'm working out with my partner or my family, but I'm like still obligated to fulfill all these things. You know, there's some obligation that's holding you back from going out and meeting new people and having new beginnings and to nurture. So you have to like schedule downtime. Even if you're really busy, schedule that downtime to devote to your partner, your family, your loved ones. Otherwise, it won't happen. Because that's the only thing that's going to be holding you back from this new beginning is your obligations, your work. So don't let work take over your whole life where you have no fun. You're going to get burned out. So other than that, I think that you're going to have a great month. It's just, I mean, you have some great cards. You just have to decide what you want because you have the Four of Cups here. How do I get out of my rut that I'm in, that boredom? You know, what am I going to choose? What am I going to, you know, you have to give something up to get something new. So that's my forecast for July, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you liked this video, if it was a help to you, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button if you want to see more videos. If you want to get a private reading where we talk about just your specific situation, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we'll be working together. In the meantime, I want to say thank you for everyone who's been supporting my channel through likes, through comments, through purchasing readings. And if you're new, welcome. I just appreciate all your support. I wouldn't be here without you. So Capricorn, have a great summer. Have a great July. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.